Lycans and gentlemen, children of the night, nocturnals, night terrors, and all things that go bump in the night. Welcome to your monthly treatment of shock therapy. The doctor will see you now. Show me your woes, and I'll cure all that ails you. Consider me your night watchman for this evening's festivities here at the Mind's Eye Theater. I invite you to violate curfew with me for this graveyard shift. I, of course, am your host Inkarnate for this sold out show. Oh, I gotta get the obvious out of the way. Oh, it is. It's great to be back. I have been gone for far too long. I was gone for so long I missed my own anniversary, which I always like to celebrate. But hey, as a horror fan, I am sure that all of you fine folks can understand if I was celebrating in spirit. But regardless, here I am. It is October, which you already know what that means. Uh, I felt that with the streaming of this film early in the month that it was a good time to not only do a watch party but make my triumphant return back to the YouTubes. And I have quite a bit in store. I am still preoccupied with a couple of different things that I'm juggling in my personal and professional life. However, I will be obviously dedicating much more time to the Mind's Eye Theater, and all of the above. I am happy to say I'm happy to be back. I'm happy that it's Halloween. I'm happy that it's October. And don't think that just because I'm happy to be back at where I left off when I was regularly doing dedicating time to YouTube with a watch party. Don't take that to mean that I have high hopes for this particular film, which we should probably get into that now. So, a couple of patterns that I noticed with the release of this particular film, Stephen King adaptations. So, with the progression of, how can I put it, with technology, I don't know, one would expect that standards would be raised for whenever you return to a classic, such as these remakes that we are treated to quite often. And I don't know, one would have high hopes for them. You know, different, much more attention to detail with sets, with makeup design, with mood and atmosphere and scenery. And I'm sorry to say that, that hasn't quite been the case when it comes to Stephen King adaptations. I mean, my god, we have not just adaptations, but more along the lines of remakes. So, we have had, the likes of Carrie from 2013. We have seen, how any takers for The Dark Tower? Yikes. What about Pet Cemetery? A couple years ago, they had actually released The Stand, Stephen King's The Stand on Prime. I tried watching the original Stand. I think I downloaded it legally, of course. And it bored the crap out of me. I couldn't get through it. I'll give it another try, but they had remade even The Stand on Prime, and no one cared. It had no buzz. And it was about as well received as the first, despite the increased budget. And ultimately, it didn't leave much of an impression. I mean, I'm really sorry to say, but it chapter one was a complete fluke in terms of Stephen King adaptations. And that says nothing of uh, how can I put it? Adaptations of classic films that come out on they kind of volley back and forth whether or not they will be releasing on streaming or on cinema. What do I mean? So, post-pandemic, we've had Prey, which released on Hulu. That watch party is still the highest viewed of my videos. Hellraiser, which released about 2 months later in the October season. Evil Dead Rise and Alien Romulus, which came out this year, um, those managed to escape captivity and come out in cinema, which a lot of people praised. And it looks like Salem's Lot was left out in the cold. And while we're talking about Stephen King adaptations as well as streaming, just so happens that there was a Stephen King adaptation exclusive to streaming last year. And I mention that because of the quality of that particular adaptation. I fear that we're looking at with Salem's Lot remake. What we're looking at is Pet Cemetery Bloodlines 2015. Indeed. So, with that, that actually brings me to something that I affectionately refer to as the totem pole. Your choices are bottom of the burial, shallow grave, and high stakes. So, I meant to watch this actually yesterday, but I was caught up with work and everything. Um, so if anyone is watching this watch party who's already seen this movie, feel free to use the totem pole, which will be pinned in the description of this video. Feel free to use the totem pole as your measurement of what you thought of the movie. And for those joining the watch party, be sure to mention or type into the totem pole what it is that you think, what your expectations for the film will be. So, as I've already described, man, I have very low expectations for this film. I don't know. I thought it like the trailer didn't do much. There wasn't much in the way of buzz around it. There was and promotion. There wasn't much excitement. Um, I don't know. I can't really. I'm watching this purely because it's out on it's out for streaming, but otherwise, I would have watched it, but I mean, am I excited to see it? No, not really, but don't take that to heart. I still plan on making this as your horror host a good show to watch. But yeah, I can't really there's not much to be excited about. The trailer really didn't do much. There was like one or two um scenes from the trailer. I think that they spoiled it by showing the rehashed, iconic scene that everyone knows this movie for. No big stars in it, and I don't know if they're doing any kind of twist with it, you know what I mean? But I guess we'll see. So anyway, the totem pole is up for you to vote in. I will be I'll be making reminders throughout the watch party so that you can be reminded in order to tune in and into voting as well. So let's get this party started. So naturally, I invite you to stream the film along with me and queue it up on HBO Max. Well, now it's just known as Max. Um, so with that, let's see. I'll just do a brief intro. Let me take care of a couple housekeeping items, which gives you time to get your popcorn and soda pop ready. So I'll be providing timestamps throughout the watch party to make sure your viewing experience is synced up with mine, as well as for the convenience of anyone joining who's casually late to the party. So this watch party is brought to you in partnership with Hotness TV. Uh, this if you're in the mood or in the market, I should say, and the holidays are well, the holidays in terms of savings are around the corner. We do have sponsorships with Samsung devices as well as Jabra headsets. So please use the link in the description. It just serves as a nice kickback for the channel. The Watch Party is a proud affiliate of the upcoming horror documentary Mental Health and Horror. I eagerly await that one just because I want to see what type of like how can I put it psychological evaluation they do on the benefits of horror because we always hear how horror is just so terrible for the kiddies and the like but I'm glad that somebody decided to in video form put this documentary together. And when and like I said, my channel is a proud affiliate of this upcoming horror documentary. So what that means for you is that you can expect a review as well as a watch party for me whenever it comes out. So, the support link is up top if you're of a mood. I'll consider it your pound of flesh. Now, streamlabs.com was also kind enough to provide us our own merch store. And I will be having updates, both in terms of merchandise and updates to announce in the weeks to come. So, we are coming to you live, streaming on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Rumble, back on TikTok, I'm happy to say, and locals. So, in the enduring battle between Inkarnate and the almighty algorithm, my fans are my strongest weapon. So, get them likes up. Therefore, without further ado, we now offer you this creature presentation. For the swish. And since this is on max, we don't have to worry about the well. Skip. Good. Now the movie's starting. I was gonna say we don't have to worry about those pesky what do you call it? Trailers, but they tried to sneak one in. Afraid I was a little too quick for you that this time around. Contains sequences of flashing, blah blah blah. Yeah, it's I mean, we'll see how this film plays out, but it's unfortunate because like for the longest time, and to me this is like such a crazy bit of trivia. For the longest time, to me, the classic movie monsters is where the greats of the past, I'm talking about your 80s legendary directors or writers. The classic monsters is where they always fumbled. Like John Carpenter, one would think, "Oh, you're doing a movie with John Carpenter and vampires," which was called Vampires. And look, I like that movie, but nice soundtrack. William Sadler. When you're expecting, how can I put it? A legend like a John Carpenter to do a horror movie, I don't know, you're expecting a little bit more than what you eventually got from him. So to me, it was unfortunate. And then, with Wes Craven, he produced Dracula 2000. Additionally, what else did we get? Oh man, he did Cursed, which oof, no bueno. In fact, Cursed was mucho no bueno, which is unfortunate because when you hear like the backstory of Cursed, you have a much better appreciation for it. But it didn't hit the mark. And like you just get a lot of that. Oh, James Wan did produce this. I thought he was out of it. He was just out of excuses and talents. But regardless, one second. Headphones. Gilman, really? Yeah, it's like, um, this, Salem's Lot is the lone case where and yeah, it came out in the '70s, but this is the lone case where one of the legends was tied to one of the classical monsters and it didn't suck, you know what I mean? I thought he was wearing creepy white gloves. Oh god. It's whatever this guy's name's Greyjoy from Game of Thrones. Oh, their mustache game is on point, I can say that. Not at all. It will be done, my lord. Hmm. The dark spooky castle where the lightning bolts always strike. That's where the hookers congregate. Hello. Okay, I'm just gonna go on a limb and say this guy is a bad actor. Of course, my lord. Yeah, Haunting of Hill House. Actually, looks like the Adams Family mansion. What the what? What was all that? Jesus, it's Salem's not Lot. It's not, what do you call it? The Amityville Horror. You're gonna back the truck up so you can get closer when you're facing it. What's the problem, Nancy boy? Damn, everybody's got a beard in this movie. Oh my. Well, yeah, just slide it down there. No, it doesn't matter if it shatters. He pushes him in. Oopsie daisy. He's like, "What, I gotta do all the work?" You didn't think to bring a lamp or something? Flashlight, torch, holy water? Dude, just, like, leave it wherever. What's it gonna do, not pay? Well done. My sciatica's acting up. Oh, now you think of that. Stupids. Good man. Oh my god. Still lifting it. I'm curious if this movie will be like, how it's gonna compare to, The Last Voyage of the Demeter from last summer. Uh-oh. Someone's waking up for a snack. Dude, really? Yes, this is one of those horror movie cliche. What? I thought his eyes were looking weird. What was that? Language. And despite the fact that it's night out, the vampire's just gonna let him go. Okay. Well, that was very unsuspenseful, I must say. So, writer Gary Doberman told Den of Geek in June of 2019 that his goal with the new version of Salem's Lot was to make vampires frightening again, which, noble effort. But he wants to get away from the sexier, more romanticized undead that we have we've been infested with in pop culture for much of the past quarter century. Thanks to everything from really you have to have an author in this. Um, Good to know. Anyway, yeah, all the teenage romps that we've had with vampires, thanks to Interview with the Vampire to Twilight to the Vampire Diaries. The vampire, like I feel like that movie is such a product of misplaced sentiment just because people forget that there are monstrous parts of that movie. Like you have 2 vampire women getting burned alive by sunlight, not to mention Brad Pitt going nuts because of that and burning taking his revenge and burning the vampires, in their sleep, but I guess we forget about that because, Brad Pitt's got a case of the mopies. Amongst a survey of its users, Fandango ranked this adaptation as the number 1 most anticipated horror movie from last of 2023, which I find that curious because it's like, um, I don't know, I guess people didn't know that Nosferatu was coming out, but Imma tell you this, after that trailer, yeah, people after the last 2 trailers, I gotta rewatch the full trailer that came out, but yeah, let's just say that something tells me that, Nosferatu is looking to be the number 1 horror movie of 2024. It always amazes me, like, because this song that they're playing was in the trailer, and it's obviously an oldie, folksy kind of a song, but it always amuses me how you just don't get modern movies that can be, like, catapulted, um, by modern music, and that's something indicative of the culture that we live in. You always have to do, like, a throwback, um, because they're just modern music just offers precious little. Really? Someone wrote that and thought it was clever? Yeah. Oh my god. In this hotel or in this town? Good to know. Calls himself the Count. Word, he, like, just got into town. He's like, "I'm gonna grab my book and smack it over your head." Great, the quicker I can get out of here, the better. Yeah, all of that was thoroughly awkward. I like that guy. Yeah, that went great. Suze. Okay. Ew, what the hell? What are you talking about? Hello, you look straight from Misery. Jeez. How do you like that, Shakespeare? Jeez. Well, so far I do like the feel of this really does look like a town trapped in time. Delivering milk. What? Jesus, is this a period piece? Pause. Oh God, I hope this isn't the "Hey, I'm a horror fan" type kid. Aren't I relatable? I hate that crap. What? What is happening? What? Damn.
Hold up. Hey.
Good heavens. That's a real tough guy stance. Really? Really? He's gonna put him in an MMA? Police brutality. Oh, come on. All the kids would be gathered around there chanting fast. That is funny. Oh, well, might as well grade these papers. Yeah, now give me your lunch money. He had to put a jacket on. You better watch yours because I had your arm pinned behind it. I don't get that reference. Yeah? Want me to try it on you, old man? Those old-fashioned cars, it's odd that those look they have more of a personality than the ones nowadays. What? Okay, that was weird. Oh god. I wonder if they're doing this to copy, It Chapter 1. The gossipy women in a small town. Ooh, that was poorly dubbed. Anyway. Wow, what are the odds? Gee, why don't you narrate this guy's, childhood trauma? Ah, she said it! She said it! This must be a period piece, even though the not to be like that type of critic, but the lighting isn't indicative of that. What? Oh god. Is this the Monster Squad stand-in? See, this is where they go overboard with fandom. Like, you're supposed to relate to this guy because, hey, he's a horror fan just like you am. Anyway, we're hitting the 20-minute mark in 2, 1 now. Guys, please remember to like the video no matter which platform you're watching this on. And if you can, remember to vote in the totem poll in the YouTube chat. Remember, whether you've seen this movie before or if you're watching it for the first time, vote what your expectations are or your impressions of the film are. Either high for high stakes, mid for shallow grave, or low, bottom of the barrel. No. You beach. That was poorly acted. Oh man, they're going to a drive-in theater. I miss drive. Like, I've only had how can I put it? I've only been to a drive-in theater twice, and man, I long for the day that I can return where they actually have a movie worth watching. It's such a great experience that I highly recommend to anyone. Though drive-in theaters started popping up again in during the coof, which is when I first went to one. Jesus, for jeans. uh That's I mean, yeah, that's pretty accurate. Like if you get there just at sundown, it's a really chill type of experience. And when I went, there just so happened to be like fireflies around, which made it even cooler. I wanted to go watch Evil Dead Rise. In fact, I wanted to do a live stream where I would like would I use what the hell? That top hat. You are creeping me out, mister. Doing that 70s porno mustache. Dude, keep driving. They were just like, "Ah, the hell with it." Really? Forgot what I was saying before. Ooh, excuse me. Oh, I know what I was saying. Yeah, I wanted to use my what do you call it? My platform of when I do precaution and what is it? My precaution and aftershock. I wanted to do it live from the drive-in theater when I went to go see Evil Dead Rise. Unfortunately, the day that I was gonna go see it, um, it was not available at the drive-in theater. Like, it was coming it was gonna be debuting a week or 2 later. I'm like, "Oh, man, come on." He looks like straight out of a Mike Flanagan adaptation of a Stephen King movie. I don't know. Poontang. Uh, well, that's depressing coming from a writer. But geez, Debbie Downer, I thought we were on a date from the adopted family that I stole money from. Like, wow, dude, you are really boring. I love that sound. The film reel. What? We don't even get to see the movie that they're watching? Uh-oh. What the hell? Where do these kids go? I'm guessing that they're going to the spooky house. N- This felt as if it was ashamed to show the gore and the best kills, says Aster Daniel. That's unfortunate. I feel like in a lot of ways that this movie felt like it was ashamed to be a movie. Like I don't want to be Mr. Snob and say that, streaming streaming movies are like less of cinema because they come to streaming instead of, movies, but I don't know. And also that's not a fair criticism because movies in general lately just haven't been what they once were. They just don't make them like they used to. Wait a minute. There's only one kid that he's got with him? What happened to the other one? That seems like a small bag for a kid. Jesus. That's messed. Lord of Flies.
Yes.
The Queen of Exposition. Okay, dude. So take it down a notch, Freaky Dutch. Oh, really? Overdid it with the candles? Okay. Ollie Ollie Ox. Oh, this is my this is my exit. Oh, someone's got a sweet tooth. Uh. Poor kiddo. Really? Why would a vampire whatever. Like, can't they see in the dark? Why would they need a candelabra? And why would this kid's eyes be, like, frantically looking all over when he can only peep out of damn. Oh, Jesus, dude, you like to watch? Huh. What? The priest was is that a priest? Yes. The priest was in we found the bodies. They were little boys in that church. Don't talk about a priest and use the word bent. And an alcoholic. You're telling what like, where's my whiskey flask? Yeah. This this script is on the nose to say the least. The hell? Jeez, one would think they would have given up the search after, I don't know, a couple days. It's that author that done brought all this trouble down here. Oh, ha ha ha. Really? Would they? It was reported in April of 2019 that James Wan, the producer and the director of horror and action films like The Conjuring and Aquaman, that he was set to produce a new adaptation of Stephen King's Salem's Lot. So for this latest take on the novel, um, regular Wan collaborator Gary Doberman, he was the one who worked on the script for New Line Cinema. So the film would be produced by Wan, Roy Lee, and Mark Wolper, while Doberman um, would executive produce the project. So the scribe had been finding a lot of work in the horror genre lately, and having co-written 2017's adaptation of Stephen King's It, as well as penning the It Chapter 2. He also wrote the scripts for the Wan produced Annabelle, yawn, and Annabelle Creation, yawn. And he just wrapped the filming on with his directorial debut, Annabelle Comes Home. So, James Wan was also attached to the upcoming feature based on Stephen King's 87 novel, The Tommyknockers. I I think that like a lot of Stephen King's failures, like the Tommyknockers or even the Langoliers, there's something to each of those. Like there's something that and obviously a creative person would be able to make anything that's bad into something good. But I don't know. There's something about Langoliers that if you could manage to crack the code, could be a really good idea. Like in the same way that gremlins affect aviation and such. The gears and the mechanisms inside of a plane. That's how I look at the Langoliers. Like they don't just devour time. They affect time in an adverse way. So it would be interesting if someone were to take another crack at those types of stories. Oh, it's his brother that went missing. When they eventually show him, I really don't like the whole CGI eyes. Like yellow eyes are creepy enough. You don't always have to add like an overlay of special effects to that. Oh, it's him. Came from the mist. Hiya, Georgie. Yeah, he's on top of the. What exactly possessed you to come out there? I wonder. I wonder. And jump scare. Come on. Don't let me down. And proceed to let me down. What? Oh, the harmonica. He starts playing. Oh, the hell's that sound? Your turn. Hmm. Fence is killing me. Raspy boy. All right, get on with it. Okay. That was kind of lame. Jesus. That was creepier than that entire scene. Vitamin B deficiency. Interesting way of referring to the victim of vampirism. Why would you be toying with that? I need holy water. I don't drink coffee. Hmm. Well then. Pet cemetery his ass. Okay. Stereotype much? Maybe they're just bad parents. I mean, I'm just saying. It's possible. What? What? Shut up, movie. Okay, we're gonna hit the 40-minute mark in 2, 1 now. Guys, if you happen, no matter what platform you're watching this on, please hit the like button. It just helps to circulate this movie around. This guy's eyes are creepy. And if you're watching on YouTube, I implore you to vote in the totem poll. It's at the top of the chat. What your film rating for this creature presentation is, whether high stakes, shallow grave, or bottom of the burial. And how appropriate that we're watching that this scene just came up. This was actually in the trailer. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Knock knock. I wonder if the mist that they keep using, if that's CGI. This guy looks familiar. Like I feel like I've seen him as a kid actor somewhere. Uh, anyone gonna do something? I need an adult. Uh-oh. Give us a kiss, love. Uh-huh. The hell was in that whiskey that priest gave me? You gonna say anything? Even though you'd be talking to yourself, but oh, good heavens. Jesus. That's funny. Charlie. Oh, I know who that kid was. He was the son in Gladiator, the Emperor's nephew. I knew he looked familiar, and I never forget a face. People's names, sure. To pay people back, of course, but never their names. And, smoking some joint, repressing the memory altogether. That'll be someone else's problem in 10 to 20. Bringing books to a tavern. He's like, "What am I doing here?" Boy, these things just show up in the darndest of places. Play us a ditty. Please don't. I'm hideous. I've got dirt on my face. Mike, that's just a beard. I'm bloodshot. Oh, since the witching hour. Well, you should get your lazy ass home because you got work in the morning, boy. And mm, oh, the cop when he was shining a flashlight in my face. Wow, that was. They decided to come to a bar. Oh, that sounds delicious. God, this scene is. Get it? He invited him in. Ooh, you don't do that to vampires. Ah! I told you I would make this entertaining for you guys. I am in overdrive and overtime because my God, what? What type of little scratches are those? Why? Whatever do you mean? Ooch! That gave me the owies, dude. Your amnesia. Okay, I'm just gonna leave you with that. Oh, they spoiled this in the trailer too. Well, let me just shut this for you and seal my fate. Ironic, no? Spooky! Everything's fine. I just left my wallet. This guy in his pipe. How funny would be if like the vampire just bit into his neck and like the remainder of the smoke was coming out of the punctures in his throat. In his throat. Someone's a warrior. Why would he be knocking? Oh, better put out the pipe. Uh, we're not even halfway in, and I'm already giving up on this movie. What? Wait, what? Having strange men in my home. Yeah. Oh, like Taylor Swift, adult fans at. Damn, Mr. Writer works quick. The pen is mightier. The penis is mightier. I'm vampiric. What? Or the Eye of Agamotto. Uh, I would like to sleep. It? Pair of boots? Pair of boots? Mm. Oh, this is one of those movies where they don't want to name what the monster is. Sound like you're drunk, mister. See, he's not a creature of the night. He just entertains men at night. He just starts screaming, "Shut off that light!" Uh, One thing that I find is like collaborators with James Wan, they really draw out scenes and not in a good way. Like one thing that I think that modern horror films are lacking is like horror. I mean, I'm not well, horror, yes, but suspense. And like the going opinion seems to be that hey, just have this lingering shot and you know, that in and of itself will bring the tension. It's like, no, dude, you need to build that. They call it building suspense for a reason. What? Okay, Mr. Exposition. Jeez. Oh, good heavens. Uh, evict him? What? What? Um, yeah, that. Don't be so on the nose about it, Chief. Yeah. Okay. The whole town shows up. Yeah, something like that. God, the this script is truly stellar. Oh, well, I don't get paid enough for this. Jesus. This movie drags. Oh boy. And the shot that we've all been waiting for. Unless that this movie came out in the or this movie's set in the 80s, that Batman signal doesn't make sense. Yes, get the goggles ready. Santa? That'll fix it right up. That admittedly is kind of creepy. And these two look like they're from Stranger Things. Okay, admittedly that is a pretty good creepy look. That's a good effect with the veins on the neck. Uh-oh, he sees deadlights. Dude, you need a better haircut. You look like a girl. Really? Really? Well, okay. That was more comedic than anything. He screamed like a girl and he just like whiplashed his way out. Oh, I don't see myself out. Covers will help you. Oh god, this like overdoing it much. Hey, whip out your copy of OG Blade. Oh god. Telling you these freaking James Wan collaborators, like I swear, they just are like exposition machines. They have nothing resembling talent, whether in scenes or script. They might as well not even have scenes. They might as well just like look at the camera and say, "And this is where we have our plot twist." And it's astonishing that like these people still continue to get work despite, their extreme lack of talent. Like it's in your face. And I think the like I always cuz I you jeez. Before I used to write I used to do YouTube videos. It lights up. They turn crucifixes into glow sticks. Yeah, I bet they thought that was clever. Um, crap, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, I used to write like fan fiction or like my own stories in the time before I was doing YouTube. And to me, like if I were to write what I would consider a remake to a film that I would like to remake as a dream project, it's not just about, remaking something for the sake of remaking it. I've always tried to put my own spin on it and of course like bring my own um make it my own story, you know what I mean? Well, gee, if it's glowing, Chief, still there. Wow. Now it's not glowing. Man, this movie is anything but scary. Hey, you're not supposed to cast a shadow. All right, we're gonna hit the 1 hour mark in 2-1 now. Guys, no matter which platform you're watching this watch party on, I do humbly ask for you to like the video. And if you happen to be watching it on YouTube, I invite you to the YouTube chat, which is pinned at the top of this film, of this watch party description. That way you could vote what is your vote on this piece of cinema mastery that we're witnessing here. Yeah, it's unfortunate that they're using CGI fog because it is a little noticeable and also a little distracting. Why are you reporting this news with a smile on your face? Stupid. You were saying? That actually was funny. My goodness, language. He sucked his blood from his toes. Corpse. Why did you say corpse like that? Silly. I guess that's her main accent. Silly. Superstition to me. Looks like we got a couple chowder heads over here. I forgot that this author was in this movie. This guy is like so, how can I put it, bland and hold on. Seems like a good time for a smoke and a bagpipe. This guy's like, I'm sorry, but this actor is so forgettable. Lick. What a name. Yes, you silly woman. He's like, well, I'm convinced. And no one's gonna think to restrain the body, just in case. Yes, you know what it'll too much. Oh, I forgot that the original, excuse me, I forgot that the original Salem's Lot was directed by Toby Hooper. There was a follow-up, called in 1987 called A Return to Salem's Lot. and they had a miniseries, a TV miniseries in 2004. Kid, really? Come on, Urkel. Dun 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 dun. Again, drawing a scene out, not properly building suspense. You do. Whoa. Oopsie daisy. Oh boy, is this gonna be another another scene where they kind of botch the tension? I really do wish that Stephen King was a little bit more precious about who he allowed to adapt his. I mean, I always think that with, remakes and adaptations, I think that there needs to be a level of quality control. The reason why things like Chucky, despite being canceled for its third season, and what do you call it? Chucky and Evil Dead, I think that they have a level of quality control because the original writers or directors are involved with future adaptations. Boy, anyone notice that they keep cutting out like what besides the language, this is like a this is a PG-13 vampire movie. Like what are we doing here? One of the commenters in the chat, I'll read his chat again. He at Asteler Daniel wrote, this felt as if it was ashamed to show the gore and the best kills." I'd have to agree, and mind you, I'm not a gore hound, but they seem to think that they could just get away with an R rating for the cursing. Well, we can ask her if she saw a bright light before she bought the big one. It's funny how this guy was supposed to be the protagonist or something, and it's just he's just dwarfed by every other presence in every other character in this movie. Oh, the slipper. Oh, the old slipper trick. Everybody knows that with vampires. Well, yeah. What are you doing? And now she's gonna give it the popsicle test. There we go. Oh, that was a nice snap. She was probably able to get a good night's rest by watching this movie that put her to sleep. Yeah, I'm surprised they don't have the trademark James Wan cracking of bones sound. What? It's tape. What the hell are you talking about? Wow. What? Hmm. Oh, I didn't think they were gonna go there. Dude, what the she just turns to dust? Like, what? What? He's like, "Let me do it." Hurry up! Jesus, man. On the bite, stupid. Yeah, that's what cures vampirism. A half-hearted prayer, popsicles, popsicle crucifix, and a rabies shot. Okay, okay, movie. God almighty. How ironic is it that a movie about bloodsuckers is so anemic? Dude, you need a personality transplant, like, immediately. Oh, you're pretty obvious. The whole town. Hmm, what is happening? Why would he be held hostage? Late night snack, maybe? Wow. I realize that this script isn't anything to write home about, but this guy also isn't a good actor. Yeah. Yeah, strong black female that don't need no man. Really? The tone of this movie is what I imagine Marvel was gonna do to the Blade remake before Wesley Snipes returned, and they were like, "Hey, We still got this guy. How about we just make another Blade movie with the original? I mean, how bland it is. Why? That accent. She's is yo, is it just me? Is she the only one that's attempting a Boston accent? Like, it's so. Not only is her accent bad, but like, what is happening here? I'm only here for the holy water. I thought he was gonna pull out his decapitated head. Man, like you'd be hard pressed to find a personality in this movie. You'll have to pay for that donation. Oh my god, the exposition in this movie is like and is no one is like disturbed that this child is so cool about killing somebody, even if it is a vampire familiar. Yeah, don't call the cops or anything or get backup. Just go straight to the murder house or Delaware Blue. And why would a kid be so anxious to return to the scene of his almost crime, or I should say almost death? Okay. Gotta love these lame cliches. Nobody thinks to get a gun or backup, lest we forget that. And honestly, when like half your squad is women, it's just it's so funny. This guy's the author is amusing for being unamusing, if that makes sense. Yeah, why doesn't everyone have one of those? All right, we're gonna hit the hour 20 mark in 5, 4, Three, two, one. Guys, remember to like the video no matter which platform you happen to be watching this watch party on. Ouch. And if you're watching on YouTube, please vote in the totem poll just to give me your impression of whether or not your impression of this movie, of this classic is high stakes, shallow grave, or bottom of the burial. Has to be through his appendix. Ooh, that's my duodenum. Why are you walking like that? That's so weird. How do you know that? How do you know that? Protected soil? Who talks like that? See, those scenes like those are the only good scenes that this movie has. I don't know. I really don't get a feel for like the time period. To Derry, Maine. Yeah, you silly goose. Shout out to these two Star Trek alum. He's Sloan from Deep Space Nine, and she is from Star Trek First Contact. They keep calling it the Lot, and I keep thinking of Sandlot. Uh-oh. Is someone being targeted next? Methinks so. He's so bland and unimpressive. Uh-oh. What the hell just happened? Oh god. This scene. Uh-oh. Who's that knocking at my chamber door? God, these outfits. You have to invite me in. It's Gee, priest, maybe. Wow. That is a good effect, but it really just should have been makeup effect instead of CGI. I hate that about modern horror movies. They almost ruined the So, it stopped the glow stick of faith stopped working because he asked a question, okay. Alright. Oh, a treehouse, really? The audio here could have been done better. Really? How would how would blood spatter in that direction exactly? So because it's a clubhouse, they still need to be invited in? Jaden Smith here isn't that good of an actor either, for being honest. Yeah, that scene is not creepy at all. Really? What the hell took this guy so Oh, never mind. I thought it was a cop. Wow. Wasn't it agreed a half hour? God. Oh, Jesus. Jesus, we have Down syndrome. Why am I still in this bad movie? God. They really do need to spell out every scene for you. Dunking her head in some holy water and making some pea soup! Did she just cut him? Jeez. Runs a lot faster than you, Nancy boy. Another scene spoiled in the trailer. She closes the door on him. Well, Jesus, man. Lord. Eek. I mean, you might as well leave it out there. God. It's amazing how a movie like The Fog can pull off a glowing crucifix, yet this movie can't with its stupid popsicle sticks. Well. Oof. Got about another 20 minutes left of this modern classic. Yeah, shouldn't you be turning? Damn, that's cold. Oh, I don't know. I think that this is about as far from Jesus as you get. So optimistic. So Warner Brothers had developed this movie for theatrical rollout, but after sitting on the shelf for a year, the this adaptation was poised instead to make its debut on the Warner Brothers Discovery streaming platform, which we know as Max, which we're watching this on. So, a source with knowledge of the back and forth says that the move was not a reflection of the film's quality. Yeah, it's cap. But is due to the fact that the ongoing SAG-AFTRA strike had created a growing need for Max content. Well, if they weren't if they weren't gonna judge this movie on quality, this would be the movie not to score it as such. I mean, my god, like, seriously, like, I've always felt if you're not gonna knock a film out of the park with an idea that you have, like, don't remake it. Okay. Oh, no, that kid that I barely knew and didn't care about. This kid seems oddly comfortable with, like, homicide. Or maybe it's just the homicide of white people, I don't know. He's just so unaffected and unfazed by all of this murder. 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 And everybody else is cool with, like, him admitting to, killing people, and it's just very odd. Why would they? Wax. I don't know what that means. The school, perhaps? The hospital? Ours? Why would they why would they be sleeping in cars, though? That kinda doesn't make sense. That's I mean, it's just an excuse to use this as a, as a spot, as a scene, a set piece, but like seriously, oh god. And is sundown going to be like immediate? Oh, come on. That's not how that works. Then we will hug in the shade. Dude, grab some lighter fluid, man. Do I bother you when you're at work? There. There. Take your nappy buys. There's gotta be a better way and, like, a more communal, convenient place. This guy has, like, that meme face where like, almost like a of an NPC. She gets dragged into the trunk. Sleepy pie. Sleepy pee pee. Whoa! Jeez. They went there twice with that lady. Oh my god. Well, I wasn't expecting that. Oh my god. Jesus, this lady is packing, and she looks crazy as hell. Really? Okay, a screen is not the horizon, like, be serious. Oh my god, this is so dumb. Oh my, you've seen better days. Alright, you bitch. Yeah, really? It makes that much of a difference? God almighty. That's at least funny, I'll admit. Don't forget your concessions! Yeah, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't be able to stop those. Really? Oh, no. Now the sun will affect us. Again, why do you need CGI fire? How bad of a shot are you? What are you aiming for the floor? All right, guys, we just passed the hour 40 mark, so this will be the last reminder for you to vote in the totem poll if you are watching this on YouTube, whether this peerless oh damn. Again, this kid is very comfortable with homicide. Vote in the totem poll if what your rating for this film is, and make sure to like the video no matter which platform you're watching on. No one's taken aback by like this guy just has no react. Why? Like on those scenes, why do you need CGI fire? It looks so bad. I ain't never gonna be right. This is the type of thing that changes a man. Hey, buddy, sun's getting real low. We're still doing this. Is it me or was this villain just? It just felt like a non-factor. The black lady's in there. Hey, take your time. Gonna open on itself. A crowbar. Oh, good thing they placed it there. Oh, the music's creeping up on them. Oh no. Tension is rising. Boredom is setting in. Your eyes are getting weepy. Your eyelids are getting heavy. Ah! Oh, ah. Stabs him with it. Bro, you better back the hell up before you get kneecapped. What are you doing? There we go. Stay in an enclosure. Remember, you can't invite him in. Care for some burger meat? Damn. Put her in the fryer. Really? This is bad. It's so bad. Who, like, honestly, really? What? Even this fight scene is unimpressive. Oh, it's a steak! Oh, oh, this is so tragic. Ooh, I've gone cross-eyed. Well, now we can never have our rendition of The Shining here. Hope you're happy with yourself. And we were gonna screen SpongeBob the movie. Oh boy. Oh, I'm so exasperated. The only time this kid is showing any emotion is when he's screaming like a girl. What? You know, if any of that blood got in that kid's mouth. Wow. How anticlimactic. There's something that looks very odd about the eyes and the eye sockets. I'm telling you, man, they really need to stop trying to put like and it's so bad when you have like a CGI overlay to a practical effect. It like it's supposed to serve the CGI is supposed to serve to enhance it, and it really doesn't. If anything, it just takes away from the practical effects. Like I just wish that they would stop doing that. I pray that they are. Like this movie and any actor in it. Let's head on over to the Overlook Hotel. Yeah, that's great. Oh, well, I hope I did my best in your eyes to make this enjoyable because boy, without my commentary, this would have been such a slog. I mean, it was a slog already, but you know what I mean. I just don't understand what the impetus was to remake this movie. Like, honestly, was it just because, hey, we're not original and we're not clever and we're not creative, so yeah, let's just make a remake for no reason at all. Okay, so that's the movie. Man, what can I honestly say about this other than
And now his watch is ended.
And now their watch is ended.
yeah, I hope I did my utmost to in your eyes to have made this enjoyable because what a soulless movie this was. Jesus Christ. Um the writer protagonist is utterly forgettable and non-dimensional. Um Seriously, being a one-dimensional character would have been an upgrade for this particular figure. Again, I mentioned this during the watch, but honestly, the irony of a movie about bloodsuckers that is so utterly anemic. They didn't add anything to this movie. It's very clear that this project was undertaken just because the license or whatever was available. It was handed to. I mean, I hope it's becoming painfully obvious that James Wan and anyone who orbits him is they just don't have it. And oh my god. If this was meant to continue the legacy of New Line Cinema as the house that Freddy built, yeah, this is an L, and you absolutely deserve to carry it. And I don't, there's nothing that can be said about this. I mean, this movie is just a waste. I mean, like honestly, um, the scenes are about as bereft of identity as its cast is personality. Um, this movie couldn't build tension if suspense were made out of bricks. The script is an exposition machine. Like, really, dude? Oh my god, like, oh, this is how you kill vampires, and this is the lore, and oh, this chick is burning up because she's on hollowed ground. I was like, yo, we get it, man. My god, just move on with the scene. I mean, how do you mess up a vampire attack at a drive-in theater? I know this movie. The writer protagonist felt as useless to the plot as its largely absent main villain, and one would think that there would be slightly more of the main vampire villain in a vampire movie than in the original. Like that's just wild to me. Yeah, I think that this movie, on top of not being good, also fell victim to coming out in the same year, hell, the same 3-month period as the upcoming Nosferatu movie. That movie is gonna eat this movie's lunch, no question. Ironically enough, the last iterations of these 2 films, Nosferatu with Klaus Kinski and the, Salem's Lot miniseries, both debuted in 1979. Um, yeah, I mean, this was bad, oof. I feel like again the behind the scenes stated that, oh, the decision to bring this movie to streaming is not indicative of its quality. Yeah, I would say that very little is indicative of this movie's quality. Oof. Just like what the hell were they honestly thinking, man? I don't get it. Um but yeah, I mean this movie what can honestly be said about this dumpster fire? Anyway, so whenever I do these movies, I like to give some recommendations just to keep the good times going in order to make it a shockbuster night.
There's a formula to it. A very simple formula.
Make it a blockbuster, right?
That was out of sync, but regardless, yeah, if you want to watch other low quality horror films like this, you could treat yourself to Prey, to Hellraiser, or you could watch a good movie that was going to come to streaming, but instead released in films, Evil Dead Rise, which I believe is on Max, if I'm not mistaken. Oh man, this movie. Here's the part where I explain what is on the scene for the mind's eye. Actually, no, let's skip to coming attractions. Okay, so for me, what I have coming up, I actually have a few videos that I'm going to be working on. I do need to finish up my impressions of the film Alien. So I will be getting back to doing live streams. I will be getting back to doing watch parties. I will let you guys know when I'm ready to come out with full-fledged videos like normal, like a normal horror YouTuber. But for now, I will be just keeping to live streams. I do ask that you check out my X. I will be back streaming on that pretty soon once I get a premium plan with them. In addition to that, I'll have one or two little surprises for Halloween, or the rest of the what do you call it? The rest of the month. I will be back on Crawl Space, which is my spaces. My space is on X, Twitter. So I got have a couple of things to cover, one of which is this movie that I wanted to mention. So, I think that's pretty much it. So, thank you for watching this with me. I hope I made it enjoyable because I had to work overtime in order to make it so. So with that out of the way, I've been Inkarnate. Be sure to mark your calendars and say your prayers. I have been your horror host, offering you a word of caution. Fear the worst, so long you recognize who's best.
If you're resigned to your fate, time to subscribe to your fears.
Warn your friends. Warn everyone.